Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I am back. Today we're going to play with some little brown paper bags. These aren't as big as like the sandwich bags that you buy at the grocery store. They're a little smaller, a good size for like popcorn. I'll just give you an idea. I mean, you can do this with the bigger ones too. They're just going to have bigger pockets and things. So these are 7.5 long by 4 inches wide. So they're not quite as big as the sandwich ones. So what we're going to make is, if I can get all this stuff here, a little thing like this. And I saw something kind of like this on Pinterest, and I'm not sure how they made it, but this is just what came to my mind when I saw it. So I'm going with the top of the bag for that part. And then I'm sure you guys have seen these where you glue this down to a page. I'm going to glue it this way. I've seen a lot of them like this direction, but I'm going to glue it onto my page this direction. But then you can open it once it's glued. Obviously, it's easier. And there's just some space in there that you can put like tags or little bits of ephemera, and then close it up. And then it sits nice and flat in your journal. So that's the plan. And we'll decorate one. But the way I did this was, and I don't even remember how long this is because I did cut a little piece out of the middle. The first thing I did was cut off just this bottom part where it kind of naturally has a crease in the bag. You just don't want to cut into your little pocket, so make sure you can see where you're cutting so you don't cut your little pocket. So that's right about 2.5 is where this one is. And I hope I didn't get, nope, okay. So now I have the bottom little pocket, and then I have quite a big-ish piece left over. So I ended up cutting off a little bit, and I cut it so that it's 4.5 long, 4.5 inches long. And I didn't cut off the ruffly end where the bag is already cut because I liked that. But if you want yours to be nice and smooth, then you can do that. So we're going to put this at 4.5. Forget how well this little cutter works. Problem is it has to only be for little pieces of paper, but it works great. Had it for ever and a day. So then what I did is I took a Rolodex card because I wanted it to kind of have that Rolodex look. Not that it's going in a Rolodex file, although it could. You could make these, like a whole bunch of them on a Rolodex would be kind of cool because you could put all kinds of little goodies in there. I don't have any fancy Rolodex cutting type thing, so I just am using a hole punch because it works. And then, actually, I'm going to leave that there. It just kind of gives me a good idea of how wide I want these little slits to be. And you can alter them too to make them a little bit more or less or whatever. And if you don't have a Rolodex card, just cut up, you know, roughly like 1/4 of an inch or so, just so you have enough space to put it onto the Rolodex if that's what you wanted to do. Otherwise, I guess it doesn't really matter. And then I just glued the whole bottom closed because there's, you know, you don't want everything just falling out of it. And I'm gluing all the little spots, so kind of closing up the gusset at the bottom because there's just really no reason to have it. I mean, you can even close the gusset on the whole bag if you want to. Oh, I forgot to say hugs and blessings. I'm sorry. I just jumped right in. I didn't even say, like, how are you guys doing? Nothing. Hugs and blessings to Gloria, Diane, and my sister Megan, because she watches and comments, and I so appreciate that. Love you guys. Thank you for the comments. And, yeah, thank you for watching my channel. I would love it if you would like and subscribe if you haven't. That would be fantastic. It really does help the channel. The more activity, the better. All right, and then I just have these long book pages. These ones are really kind of long. They're just over 9 inches long, and it doesn't have to be that long because you just have to have it so that it goes around your bag. So all I did was kind of set it on there, and I folded one side in. And if it overlaps, that's okay because we can trim them to, I think it's 4 is what I said. So 4 inches. Yeah, we'll just cut some of it off. Sorry, some of these dogs barking. It's not my dog. I don't have a dog. All right. I've got my window open though because it's nice today. So I think I figured out, I remember from my last one, I put my little fold line on the 2-inch mark because it's 4 inches across the bag. It's a little more than that, but 2 inches works great because there's kind of a little gap in there, but that's fine. And 2 inches. And you can do this with any paper. I'm just using book page because I want to, but if you want a decorative paper or a color or something, then you do you. And so then I have that little thing, and then we just make it look like a tag. So it almost looks like there's 2 tags folded around your bag, but obviously it's just one long strip of paper. And I didn't measure how wide this was. So once it's cut, it's 2.5 wide. And I think that one's a little different, but it doesn't matter. And about 8 long. So that, if you just want to cut a piece 2.5 wide by 8 long, clip your little ends, fold it over, you'll be all set to go. What do I do with my, oh, there's my pencil. I want to, not that. What am I doing? I'm looking for my whole thing. Oh, it's right here next to me. Oh my gosh. This is a little tricky to kind of get these to look right as far as same spot. So what I did on the last one was I just kind of tried to eyeball about roughly where it is, so it doesn't look completely out of whack, you know. And then I put some hole protectors, although you don't really need them, but I think they look good on the holes. And these are just regular hole protectors that I inked with Distress Oxide. Any ink will work. Any ink color that you like. It's stuck to my thumb. Won't stick to the paper, but it's stuck to my skin. That's great. And then we are going to ink it. You don't have to. So what's everybody up to? Anything exciting? I don't really have any exciting tales. Just a Friday, trying to get a couple of videos in, hopefully, so that, or at least one, to go into next week, so that I have a little more done. And then you just put it around the bag. And the thing that I am debating on is whether to, I might do it on this one. This is going to be my one that'll go in my idea book. But I'm thinking it might be good to just put a little glue across the bottom. As you know, when you use glue pages, which is what these are, sometimes they don't get fully glued because it's just whatever glues on the paper when you fold it, basically. So sometimes you gotta add a little extra. Yeah, that's the way I want it. I'm thinking of moving it down a little bit and putting glue across here, because this is, in my opinion, just kind of a decorative thing. It doesn't need to untie, like there's no reason for it really to untie. So I think I might go ahead and do that, but let's get a little string. And I got this from Stamping Up, and I have no idea if they still have it, because it came with some oh, paper pumpkins. That's what I used to get, their paper pumpkins, and I got the twine in there, this little fine. I like it because it's super soft, not thick, doesn't bulk up your page. Maybe. Oh, I wonder if first I want to put a little decorative, yeah, I think I do. I want to put some decorative paper on this bag first. So let's use, and I'm not going to like cover the whole thing because otherwise what's the point of even using the paper bag? Plus it's just a pain to do. But you can, of course, use white paper bags. Or if you find, like, I know if you go to places like, I don't know, party supply places and get their colored bags, you could use those too. Just need, like, something like that. Just a little something on here. It doesn't have to be tons of stuff. Let's see. Little dictionary. Yeah, I saw, and like I said, I don't know how they did the ones on Pinterest. I didn't read. I just, you know, was scrolling through last night when I was laying in bed. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool little idea. I should do one of those before I forget. And I didn't, like, look in depth at how they did it, but it looked like a bag, so I'm assuming that's what it was. Could be wrong. This has louse on it. Don't really want louse. This side's better, I think. That's the only problem with dictionaries. Sometimes gotta watch those pages and what definitions they have. Another bit, and it'll kind of help strengthen that top part of the bag a little. Woo. Yeah, it's kind of nice today. The wind's blowing, but at least the sun's shining and the birds are singing songs. I got one of those big feeder blocks that's like for squirrels and, you know, just all the birds and everything. Oh my goodness, the squirrels have been having a party, but the birds aren't that crazy about it. There's one type of bird, and I cannot think of what they're called, that's been coming a lot, but, and the pigeons, because I think pigeons will eat anything. Or not pigeons, doves. Same thing, basically. But, yeah, I thought there would be more birds that liked it. But apparently it's more of a squirrel thing. I know there's all different kinds and different birds like different kinds and all that, but it has corn and the little brown seeds and sunflower seeds and all kinds of stuff. So I'm not sure why. It's more just the squirrels thing they like. Well, I know a lot of birds don't like to eat off the ground. Some only like to eat off the ground. But yeah, whatever, anyway. But I love it when the squirrels come. They crack up. I know they can kind of be a pain or pests, but I like them. Okay, yeah, I like that. I think that will look cute in the Patriotic journal. Attempt the bow thing again here. Sometimes I can tie them really easily and other times not so much. It's always tricky when you're doing tiny strings and things. So yeah, see how it poofs up a little bit? I just think it'll work better to just put a little bit down at the bottom to close up that, you know, then when you put stuff in, it's not going to fall out, and it's just going to help hold that down. This one's still open right here. Oh, except it doesn't want to. Okay. And then you can put little goodies in there, but I think I'm going to put just a little decorative something on that as well. I just think it'll look better. These that I printed smaller. These are the Grungy Fabric. I think the second one might be the first and the second one. There's different floral prints in both of them. And I just squeezed them on the page however I could. Like I told you guys before, I use print to size, and that's an app on, I have Apple products, and I don't know if there's something like it or not. But even if your printer sometimes offers like 2 to a page or something like that, that'll make them at least a little bit smaller. I like to have some smaller prints of what I'm using. Just fits the page better, you know. I don't know how I want to put these. I think I'm just going to kind of rough tear them, not really stress a whole lot about it. But you could totally leave them, especially if you had some cool old book page, like some of the stuff that Rachel at Roxy Creations has. If you have something like that, then you could just leave it, not even worry about it, because it would look cool just the way it was. I want that. See, this is where the planning is better if you plan. If you plan all the stuff out, it works out better for you. Okay. So there's that. And then I wonder, I kind of just want some other little something. I did not think that through. I'll just have to look for something. But we can do this bag, and then see, you can just put, like, these are the tags that I have in the shop. This is just tags, volume 1 is what I did in case I decide to do another set of them down the line. And then this was just something that I had that said July, but of course, if you're just doing Patriotic, it doesn't really matter. I just like the red and the blue on that. And I had this from, I think it was Graphic 45 paper. The strongest people are not those who show strength in front of us, but those who win battles we know nothing about. Very true. I want some. This has, and I like the polka dots, but you can write on that. So I think I'm going to add just a little piece of paper on the back. Coffee dyed, tea dyed. I'm going to do the coffee. You can kind of tell it almost gets gray. The coffee kind of has a little bit of a grayness to it, I feel like, once it's dry. So something like that, just so you can write on there, but you can still see the polka dots. I Need a new glue page. Use a glue page, make two. I think that's the word. Instead of use a page, make a page, it's use a page, make two. That's what it feels like. Okay, so then that could go in here. And I have this. Now obviously these could all be decorated up as well if you want, but you could load that up pretty good. And you know, there's plenty of room for stuff in those. I'm trying to think of what I want to put in there. Sorry. I want this one because it's bigger. This is in the Patriotic kit. That's in my Etsy shop. Does that fit in there? Yeah. Let's round the corners. So sometimes that does not go in the right spot, and then it makes wonky, kooky corners. Now, of course, you can decorate yours with anything to go with any journal that you're working on, however you like. I don't know what to put there. Maybe a stamp. That would work, huh? And it needs something else. How many of those bigger stamps left? I don't think I do, but I want to use anyway. Yeah, that would work. And we'll decorate the other one. Went down the rabbit hole. Rough this up on the edges. They were cut off with the envelope because they're stickers and you can't get these stamps off of the envelopes. But I like to rough them up a little bit. Stamp it off a little bit there. That's just like a hairspray top, whatever, cap. All right, so there's that little fun doodad that goes well with the other brown paper things I made. So let's do one of these too so that we have one of each. Let me make sure that's the top. I'll use this. And I think you do have to pay for the print to size app, but it's like a one-time. It's, I think, $10 or something. I don't know. I don't remember it being, because trust me, I won't pay a lot for that kind of stuff. So, my son's the one that found that for me. He's good at that. He always knows the things that are gonna help all this craziness that I do. Very helpful. He had fun last night. They did like a shut-in in his computer programming. It's called GIM. I don't know. I've never heard of it until this year. But anyways, for his major, so they could all, whoever wanted to come from his college could come, and they stayed in the library and they're working on a project, and then when they were, you know, done working or whatever, they could play video games. So that's what he did last night. I'm like, wow, college has changed a lot since I was there. That was not how things were done when I was there. Of course, I was in a different major, but still, there's none of that going on. The only way you got to stay overnight anywhere was if you were in a fraternity or whatever, you know, and you lived, or dorms, and I didn't do either of those, so. This little girl's cute. I'm just trying to see, do I want to maybe take her to one side more so you get to see the flower. But yeah, he had fun. He didn't get any sleep, but you know, that's what you do when you're in college anyway. Who sleeps? There's always too many things to be done. Different color. It does calling and calling and calling. I'm telling you. Cooing. That's it. Those will say October. I don't really want October. I mean, I guess it truly doesn't really matter, but I'd rather just have a number. The thing about doves is they will do that for hours. They're not my favorite bird in the world, I have to say. I don't know if I like that now after all of that hoo-ha. I think it's a little bit big. I could put April on there. That could be her name. For all that we know, she could be April. Can't hold on to it. It's too tiny. Yeah, I like that better. That'll work. Okay. Name is April. And then on the inside, we can put Abraham Lincoln. Just some little goodies that somebody might want to use in the journal. And some raspberries. One of my favorite summertime things. And a star. We can even put in very truly yours. I'll let go of my fingers. And then you close it up and you glue it onto the page. And if we glue it this way, you can have it as a tuck behind. So then you could put a tag behind it. I don't know if that's how people put them on. I don't know. But you could put it that way. That one. There's one I want in particular of these tags. I haven't used it yet. There's multiples here. I could use one of those. There's one, that's the one. I like those stripes, those pinstripes on that. Where to put my big scissors now? There they are. Buried under paper. Surprise! And I left my journal out in the room again because I was taking pictures. I'm forgetting to bring it back in here. So I can't put it on the page at the moment. But I will show you guys when it does get in there. Okay. I'm telling you, if you can't find a tag in all those tags, then I've failed, because there are lots of different styles of tags. Okay, so then when you glue it on the page, you can just have a little tag tuck, and then you got all the little goodies in here. I'm thinking, I wonder if it needs like a tab or something up there. Would that look weird? Let's try. Let me get my, hold on. This, and some paper. Maybe too big, huh? Just so you know to pull that open. Maybe it's the color I'm not liking. That's always a possibility when I see stuff sometimes. Oh, come on. This might get all messed up. See how it does that? I don't know why it does that sometimes. It's usually when you have a weird scrap like that. Like if you have a whole sheet of paper, I think it gets pulled in weird if it's not a whole sheet. Or, you know, a decent amount. I guess I could have used the little tiny one. Would have worked. Why can I not get a hold of this? Is it too big? I think it might be alright. Some people are saying yes, some people are saying no. It's always that way. But I just feel like it needs something up there. Ugh. Telling you this thing. I just want to use up this glue. It's probably going to take me 2 months to use it up because it's amazing how long this stuff lasts. What is going on? I don't know what my family is all talking about now. Every time I do a video. Okay, so that'll go on a page, and you can pull it open like as a glued down, and there's goodies inside. I think those are fun. I think that's a great use of those bags because I have a bunch of them, and the bigger ones too. I don't know how wide they are. That would be my only concern, because you can make this whatever height you want to make it, but the width, as far as, I think it would fit in a journal. I don't know. I'll have to play with a full-size one to see if that works, but if you do have some smaller ones, there you go. All right, guys, I will chat with you again soon. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Love ya. Bye.